Hello and welcome to the Georgia State Capitol. Today we are going to talk about how government works. The Capitol building houses two of Georgia's three branches of state government. We'll be starting with the executive branch. You may already know that the governor is in charge of this branch at the state level. To become governor, you must be at least 30 years old, have been a citizen of the United States for at least 15 years, and have been a legal resident of Georgia for at least 6 years before the election. The governor has many responsibilities. He acts as a government spokesperson and routinely gives information and instruction to Georgia citizens on government policy. The most important and most obvious role the executive branch plays is to execute laws that make it through the lawmaking process. Basically, if lawmakers make a law that says everyone must wear pink hats, it's up to the executive branch to make sure people follow the law. That may mean finding people for wearing purple hats or running programs that make pink hats more accessible to those who would otherwise be without. It could be very difficult enforcing laws you don't agree with, so the governor gets to review each law. We'll go more in detail with this later. But this is where the governor has the opportunity to veto or say no to a law he disagrees with. All of this is part of the executive branch's role in government. The governor's specific duties are laid out in Georgia's Constitution. They include serving as commander-in-chief to the state's military forces, filling vacancies in the State House and Senate, delivering State of the State address to the General Assembly, calling the General Assembly, our legislature, into special session, filling vacancies in state offices, appointing government officials with the approval of the Senate, and reviewing reports from the constitutional officers, state agencies, and government employees. In addition to the governor, there are a few other elected officials in the executive branch. The lieutenant governor, or LG, runs on a separate ticket from the governor. They are not running mates in Georgia. A candidate's qualifications are the same as those for the governor: a U.S. citizen for at least 15 years, Georgia resident for at least 6 years at a time of election, and at least 30 years of age. The LG serves as president of the Senate, which means they run meetings of the Senate and make sure the state senators follow the rules. The lieutenant governor only gets to cast tie-breaking votes in the Senate. They are first in line to succeed the governor should anything happen that prevents the governor from fulfilling their duties. The state constitution has very little to say about the LG's responsibilities, outside of those we've already discussed. It just says the lieutenant governor shall have such executive duties as prescribed by the governor and as may be prescribed by the law not inconsistent with the powers of the governor or other provisions of this constitution. For you youngins, that is just fancy talk for other duties as assigned. The Secretary of State also operates within the executive branch, but the qualifications for office are less strict. They must have been a U.S. citizen for 10 years, a Georgia resident for 4 years, and they only have to be 25 years old. Despite requiring fewer qualifications, the Secretary of State has a lot of responsibilities. They keep track of the state seal, the state flag, and all other state symbols. Secretary of State's office supports dozens of boards that oversee and regulate more than 60 trades and professions and grants licenses to veterinarians, barbers, and plumbers, and many more. They register nonprofits and corporations alike and keep track of trademarks and service marks. One of the office's most public-facing roles is overseeing elections in Georgia. That means they approve polling stations, acquire and maintain voting equipment, and ensure all laws are followed so that elections in Georgia are free and fair. That's all we have time for right now. As always, our sources can be found in the description box. Thank you for joining us.